I think that company's going to be broken into 3 pieces. I think it should be broken in. It's too big. It's unwieldy. It's not getting anywhere. It's time to break up Microsoft.
You think Microsoft should be broken up?
It should be broken up.
I've never heard you say that before.
It's new. My new
That's
view.
a new one.
Yeah, because I just think this Xbox business is buried within. I think you do the Nokia, you make it a cell phone company, tell me, go buy Sprint, you go do something wild. Go buy Netflix with Xbox, listen to me. And then you have that Windows utility, it kind of is like American Electric Power.
Well, that is Kramer's take. So, with Steve Ballmer's pending departure, is it time for a big shake-up at Microsoft? Plus, is Ford's Alan Mulally the right guy to get behind the wheel? Lots of questions here, so let's bring in Reggie Middleton for some answers. Owner and editor of the Boom Bust blog, and look what you've got on you, Google Glass. I thought we were going to be talking about Microsoft.
Well, I also bought Microsoft's brand new product, too, which is Windows 8. But when we come in, practically everybody in the studio totally ignored Microsoft's product or their software that was running, and everybody focused on this. And this is the intro that I wanted to make. In essence, the problem with Microsoft, in my opinion, is not necessarily that it's too big or too unwieldy. It's that management is failing to create the wow factor that it had back in the 90s.
So they're failing in innovation. Would Alan Mulally be the guy to do that?
It's a possibility, but I don't think that's, I don't think he's the best choice. It's not a bad choice, but it's not the best. He hasn't shown the proclivity to bring the wow factor in this particular industry, to my knowledge. Someone like Eric Schmidt, who has both the hardware experience and expertise, the enterprise software experience, and the cloud experience through Google.
If Eric Schmidt left Google, though, what would happen to Google's share price?
It may fluctuate, but, Eric Schmidt is the chairman. Google has a CEO, a chief technology officer. If he did his job correctly, then he has, a significant hierarchy of management to take the reins.
Just quickly going back to Mulally before we leave that topic, I mean, Phil LeBeau put out some excellent points why it wouldn't be actually that crazy to think about him as taking over as CEO after Steve Ballmer goes. He knows Gates well, he's a fan of the tech industry. My question, though, is whether or not Alan Mulally, at this stage of the game, would actually be willing to take on the challenge that would be Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, that would be dangerous. Microsoft is a high-risk, high-reward endeavor.
Right.
You're either slamming out the ballpark and you're known for the rest of, the century, or you fail miserably, which may not necessarily be your fault because you couldn't stop the ship from sinking, and you're known as taking down Microsoft. So I do understand the point.
And what about splitting Microsoft up? And this is a little bit self-serving as well, because this was actually one of my 2013 predictions, that Microsoft will not look the same as it was, say, 9 months ago, at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year.
Okay.
Is splitting up the answer?
No, I don't think it's the answer. I think you're right. It will not look the same, and so far you are right. Microsoft is becoming more of a service, of a solutions company and less of a software company. Notice they bought Nokia, at least their handset division, and they also started with their tablet division. So they're actually actively getting into hardware and challenging the hardware OEMs. Microsoft's problem is Microsoft blows Apple out of the water in terms of patents and IP. Why is Apple out-innovating Microsoft? Again, it's a management issue. They're not putting the environment together that makes Microsoft, say, a Google or an Apple that allows innovative ideas to come to the surface.
But splitting is not the answer for you. We've got to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us.